The journey has started. We're on a highway, just into a tunnel on the way to Malat. Lithuania is a very modern Western European country, and Vilnius has a mixture of new and old buildings. You see two very modern buildings there, very modern. Barclays. This is the university. A river, lots of rivers here in this part. Here's a very modern building coming up now. We're in Turkus Street, and this is probably a house that is pre-war, which has been converted into shops. Here we've got another few pre-war houses, although I don't think so. I think they're made out of brick, these. And we're about to enter Malat. Time is 3 o'clock, so we're nice and early. For sure, most of these houses that we see are from that time. Oh, absolutely. Some of the beautiful lakes, internal lakes. There's a beautiful bridge over there. Okay, there's lots of cars here because it's a very special day. They're parked here. There's a lot of visitors who've come for this walk. There's another lake over there. Very famous red shops that exists from before the main shopping center. This is the back part of it. This is the back part of it, and here I can see these are the red shops, the famous red shops. Here in the street, and here are the famous red shops, and we are shopping center. It says there we are 119 kilometers from Anix and 115 from Ukmerke, which is called Vilkamir. There's hundreds of people here today. These are the red shops, very famous. Police is here, buses, lots of people. And of course they all look non-Jewish to me, have come for this ceremony in Malat. Here is the double-decker bus that we came with, and there's another bus. There's lots of buses coming. It's really become a national event, a very major event. They even have a tourist office, Malat Turismo. Another bus has just arrived. Well, this is a museum which today is absolutely chock-a-block, with a lot of photos of Jewish Malat. So there's no question about it that the municipality of Malat recognizes and wants to preserve the Jewish heritage of Lithuania, of Malat.
Nes iš tikrųjų, jeigu žydų masinė kapavietė nuo 16 The father of Switzer survived because when the war was started, he was drafted in the 16th Lithuanian division, part of the Red Army, and he gave all the land to the war. He stayed up. He was alive.
Bunijos Kaplan tėtis liko tremty, mirė ten.
Bunijos father died at the camp in Krasnoyarsk in Siberia. It's very difficult. She's apologizing. It's very difficult for her today to talk.
Once again, here is the picture of Robbie in the Jewish Museum in Malat, and it says at the bottom here, Cheder Religious School, Reuben Vedetsky, born in 1923, in the middle, second from the right. And these are the famous old red shops, which are still part of Malat. Hundreds of people here, hundreds of people, all converged on Malat.
Пустые скамейки или стулья, они для вас.
29. Уважаемые гости, мы начинаем церемонию памяти массового убийства литовских евреев в Молете. Расправа произошла 75 лет назад.
Every state and its people, there are not only historic dates and events to be proud of, but also those that we remember with a feeling of pain, disappointment and guilt. One of the most sad periods in the history of our Lithuanian state is the 5th decade of the 20th century, when, due to the criminal conspiracy of the big neighboring states, we lost our statehood and soon afterwards also the numerous Jewish community of Lithuania. Of another nation, they also humiliated and murdered their own nation, its spirit and its future. However, we cannot put the blame for what they committed on the Lithuanian people as a whole, as there were many of those who risked their lives, the lives and security of their loved ones, in order to save the Jews and oppose the brutality. More than 880 people of Lithuania have been acknowledged as the righteous among the nations. What they did was not only about saving the Jewish people under the death threat, it was about saving the humanity and justice in the world. It was also about saving the honor of respect to those who perished. But today, which is especially important, we repeat the history lesson of our nations. What happened cannot be repeated and can nowhere and never happen again. We have to have a responsible view of the future and do everything we can so that the ghost of death and horrible suffering will never again touch any of the people of the world. We have to be active in our strive for our descendants to know this page of history. The sufferings of the Jewish Holocaust have to be known with no blank pages, with no distortions of the truth, no reticence about it. It should be written down in history as an integral part of our past, and the strength of the survivors must serve as a lesson of human dignity for every one of us.
И тем, кто приехал издалека, из других стран, и тем, кто живет здесь в Литве. Особенно мне трогательно видеть здесь людей со всех уголков Литвы, которые не остались равнодушными. Хочу поблагодарить мэра Молеты Стасиса Жвениса лично.
Jewish community will become a cherished tradition for many years to come. And also
together hundreds of people from different parts of Lithuania, from different parts of the world, Christians, Jews. We are here together like it was before the war. That their relatives are buried. And I think that we have a duty, a moral obligation to make sure that it will not start and end on every August 29th of every year. You know, devoted individuals, the relatives of the Malat Jewish community, the municipality, the people from the museum, Victoria.
There is the police car, which is going to protect the marchers. A big change since 75 years ago. There's an original Malat house here. Okay. Here we are walking. Everybody's walking to Malat. The guy, the cameraman with the Segway. Massive crowd. Just have a look at the crowd. Massive crowd. Massive crowd. Even a drone on top. Even the drone coming in and filming. I wonder what these Graham think of all this. These are their old houses. I think Robbie said this was a school. Brian, South African. A few other South Africans over there who live in Australia now. Here are the old houses. The original houses from Malat. Of course, there are new buildings too. Here's what appears to be a regular modern supermarket. There's a cameraman flying past with his Segway. We've come a long way. Traffic up, stopping the traffic in Malat for the marchers. But they're going very curious out there. What are they thinking? Look at all of them hanging out, watching, staring. There are the beautiful lakes that surround Moletai. You can see them there behind the bushes. Massive crowd. Massive crowd. Look at the beautiful lake. The beautiful lakes. I think this is an internal lake of Malat. Massive crowd, and the locals don't know what it's all about. These are all the people that turned up to march in Malat. It's, I don't know, I'd say there's a couple of thousand. It's unbelievable. I saw some of the goyim standing on the side, some very perturbed, some perplexed, but I also saw some crying, which gives us hope, lots of hope. The locals in bewilderment as to what's happening. They stood up as we came past there. And the Morgan sign, it wasn't here before. Robbie, this is all rebuilt since you and I were here last. They put in some concrete slabs. It's not all sand. Here is the mass grave, and still next to that factory. And there are the throngs of people coming down. Throngs of people.
Dear guests, thanks to all who gathered here, thanks to those whose conscience is now allowing them to forget the tragic events which happened here in Malat and in other almost 300 places in Lithuania 75 years ago.
Prašome pagerbti tylos minutę aukas.
A minute of silence, please.
שלום בברומות ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. אמן.
Yerushalayim Liotam Koshi Ve'ateinu Eretz Zion Yerushalayim.
Vainikus padės prie paminklo. Nuo Jos Ekscelencijos Lietuvos prezidentės Dalios Grybauskaitės vainiką padės nuo Lietuvos ministro pirmininko Algirdo Butkevičiaus Lietuvos vyriausybės krašto apsaugos ministerija. Nuo Lietuvos žydų bendruomenės Faina Kuklianski ir Emanuelis Zingeris.
Regionų pirmininkai.
Taip pat nuo regionų pirmininkų. Kviečiame visus prie monumento padėti vainikus, akmenukus ir žvakes.
Akmenukai čia guli visur.
Akmenukai guli šalia. Taip pat nuo Molėtų rajono savivaldybės.
Atsiprašau, atrinkiautus akmenukus beveik metus, beveik mėnesį, kad jie nesvajojo niekada nebus kitas žmonių. Jūs esate lyga, jūs esate Lietuvos ateitis.
I'm walking now from the gravesite to the center of Malat, to where my grandparents' home was, and I'm walking past one of these beautiful lakes on the main road. Very beautiful. Yeah, I'm walking back on the edge of the lake, a house which no doubt is from pre-war. Some of these houses also look pre-war, but they may have been renovated. Or maintained, at least. This one has been turned into some kind of a store. Well, it's an old house. We're going to see whether perhaps there's a marking of a mezuzah. Here is the back of the red shops again. The back of the red shops. Here's the front of the red shops. They're the central shopping center, and there's a bar, there's a pizzeria there. And this is the house where my grandparents lived, and Robbie was actually born here as well. And okay, just point it to me, that's all. It doesn't matter if it's rolling. So here I am in front of the house of my grandparents. Okay. Isn't it wonderful? Some 85 years later, right? Number 37.
When they live.
What?
When?
Thank you so much.
Grandmother.
Here is the house. Here is the house, and there you can see in the background, what can I see it? The church, yeah, there it is. There's the church, the steeple in the, one of them, you can see, in the background. Absolutely, this is a house, a pre-war house. down in the ditch, surrounded by the lakes, full of lakes, Malat. Full of lakes. I'm going to go onto the bridge now. I've just come off this road here is in Turka Street, and I am going to go to the bridge here, which is between the lakes. Difficult to tell whether that bridge is new or old, but here is the bridge, and there is a obstacle for cars to move any further, but there is a beautiful forest here. Probably difficult to tell from the video, but it's pristine clear water, and there are the old houses interspersed with some new ones.